My first month as a loan officer, I closed 7 loans. My first year as a loan officer, I closed just under 100 loans. My business continued to grow for about 3 years until I was consistently closing about 125 loans, then it stopped. Then for the next 5 years in a row, I could not break that 125. My business didn't grow. It was stagnant. And it wasn't until I took some bold moves that I went from that 125 loans to 150, 200, then 300 loans closed in a year. And when I doubled my business, it was the result of 3 core things I did, and I'm going to share those things with you in this video. If you're new to the channel, my name is Megan, a 20-year veteran in the mortgage industry and an advocate for all loan officers who want to think bigger, bet on themselves as an entrepreneur and broker owner. For this video, you're going to want to grab a pen and paper because this is a good one. Not only am I going to share how I did it, but I'm going to show you some of the exact spreadsheets and planning tools that I used. I still use some of these today. If you stay till the end, at the end of the video, I'm going to give you access to download my team building dashboard. We use this dashboard in my mortgage broker community and in Collab Lending franchise. I began using this dashboard the year my business started growing, and because of that, I still use it today in all of my businesses. So if you're looking to grow your business, these are the 3 key ingredients that I believe were the secret sauce that really got things going. And I want to first give you some context and understanding where I was in my journey when my business started to really take off. Because it took me making some pretty big changes to make this happen. I'd been working for 8 years at the first company I started at. It was a small local mortgage company, and I had found success pretty quickly, but like I said, I got stuck. My initial success was a combination of the couple of real estate agents I had started doing business with. Now, 2 to 3 of them were family members, and a lot of other agents didn't really want to work with me because I had family members in the industry. So I had to hustle. I went out and prospected. I went into banks, credit unions, community housing groups. Everything that I did led me to that first milestone of closing 125 loans a year after year for those 8 years. I was working my butt off though. My manager wouldn't let me hire an assistant. There was no marketing, no CRM. On my 8th year in business as the top producer, the owner of the company thought I was starting my own business when I kind of backed off, and I walked in one day and I got fired. Well, I decided I didn't want to work for someone else, and I took that opportunity and started my own mortgage brokerage. I took the extra money I started earning and I hired a mortgage coach who then had me hire a team. When I say a team, he had me hire 3 new people in 90 days. I was terrified, but he had me build a team using this Busy Bee blueprint. And after I hired the team, he also had me start doing marketing activity I had never done before. And the third thing was he taught me how to know my numbers. And by knowing my numbers, I knew then how much prospecting I needed to do and how many referral partners or other ways I had to start bringing business in. So let's jump into the first one, which is building a team and knowing how to relentlessly delegate. So the Busy Bee blueprint, I'm going to take you to my screen. It used to be called the Acts of Freedom, and I've expanded on it. In the Busy Bee blueprint, it's an exercise my first coach had all of us do. And it's not rocket science, but it really helps to see what each person that you're going to bring onto your team and who you're going to hire, you're determining what they will be doing to contribute to your team. And here's the thing. We all have a certain level of fear and trepidation when considering adding a big expense to our business. So we often tell ourselves, we aren't ready yet. We're going to do it once we close this much. But I want to walk you through how to complete the Busy Bee blueprint because it helps you start identifying the things you're not doing yet that will get you there, and how to really direct that person you're going to bring in. So here it is. This is my delegating dashboard. And when I first learned how to do this, we did it on whiteboards. We did it on documents. We have created at the Collab systems throughout, every type of thing you do in your mortgage business. And this is something, it doesn't matter if you're an LO or you are a owner of a company, you can do this. It's not rocket science, but none of us think about putting stuff together like this. So what you want to do is you want to make a list of all the tasks that you have to do. I also include the stuff you should be doing, but you're not doing. I mean, literally from entering applications into your CRM, pulling credit, every step of the process needs to be listed out. You can see here, I think I have 150 items and I could have more. So you want to list every single thing out in your business. And then what you're going to do is you're going to first group them into categories. And I gave you some suggestions of categories. This is where you then say, okay, what are the things that, and fill in right here. What do I love to do, or the money making activities, right? Like the things you don't want to give up. Category 2 are the things I know I need to delegate right off the bat. I also like to do things that we should outsource, hire a virtual assistant or hire a company to do it, and things that we're not doing yet, but it's my next hire. It's the next thing next on list, right? So I like to do that. And how I made this list is you can go in and it has a drop down of all the things on this list. The money making activities is that I, as the leader of the team, need to meet with clients and schedule applications because I can convert them better than anybody else. And I need to also talk to referral partners. So I want to be the one, and I love doing it. I like to run trainings. So a lot of times I will do trainings, right? You want to put those. And then what are things you need to delegate right off the bat? Okay. And think of the things that make more money. They just need to get done. Entering applications into the CRM, pulling credit, right? So you're going to go through and you're going to classify all of these things in these categories. And then once you're done classifying them in the categories, now okay, you're going to copy and paste that things you got to delegate into the last column. This is you. This is your first hire, your LOA, your next position, if you're outsourcing, and then you're going to have a pretty thorough list of what you're going to be handing off. There's no questions asked. You'll give this to the person that you bring on, and you have a copy so that you guys know what you're each working on. And all of a sudden, you're going to have so much off your plate, and the growth is going to begin. All right. So the second key ingredient is adding the marketing activity. So as a loan officer in 2012, I didn't really think too much about marketing on social media. I was using video, but more internally and through email. I didn't post consistently or have a plan. I'd been working for someone with no support. I was overwhelmed, working 60 hours a week. But this all changed when I started getting that coaching and hiring people. And now I had time. I had time to market. I had time to put stuff out in social. I ended up hiring my first virtual assistant for my marketing. And I gave him the task of posting 3 to 5 days a week. And I gave him some examples and then I set him free. And even though the content was not great, just the consistent activity started to cause a lot of attention, and it made it easy for me to reach out to people or walk into offices who now saw my face. Beginning to do consistent marketing is absolutely key. The third ingredient, which might be the most important, gosh, they're all important. I don't know which one's most important, but tracking, knowing my numbers. I started tracking everything, and you should do the same too. Now, I still have the exact spreadsheet I started with and that I used when I started doing this tracking. So I'm going to pull it up for you also, and so you can see it on my computer. And this is the sheet that I used when I started to learn how to know my numbers. Now, you can see in 2014 was when I started working with the coach. I had finally actually closed. I was closing around that 150 loans a year, all those years in a row. And you can see within 3 years, I got up to closing double that, where I was closing 40 million. How I did that, it's very simple. On the second tab here, they had me start tracking how many people were we pre-approving, how many closings were we having, and how much was the volume. And you can see as the time went on, how I started figuring out, okay, I would create an actual, and this is the end result, but I would create a goal column and an actual. And the number of leads and pre-approvals started doubling because I knew I had to get so many referral partners, and I wanted to make my conversion rates better. But it's a simple, here's how many people are asking me to pre-approve them. Here's how many are pre-approved. How many applications we're taking, really that should be contracts received, how many closings were going on. It helped us reach that end goal that we wanted by simply tracking the numbers and knowing what we were aiming towards each of these years as a team. And so all you simply need to do is start tracking not just what you close, but what you're bringing in and who it's coming from. Now, what this tracking told me was that if I wanted to hit a goal of making, let's say, $250,000 in income, I needed to close 30 million in closed volume. Where I live, with our average loan amounts at the time being 125,000, that was like 250 loans. This meant I needed to add 100 loans to what I was closing. What the coach taught me was that if every referral partner I built sent me approximately 6 deals a year, then you take 100 more loans divided by 6, I needed to add about 15, 16 referral partners to my business. That meant I had to start prospecting hard. But what I did was I also went back to some of the referral partners I currently had, and I asked them how I could earn more of their business or if they knew someone. I shared all of this information with my new team, the Busy Bee Blueprint, the goals. I wanted them to know what our goals were and that their job was keeping me out of the office prospecting. And any month that we closed more than 2 million in a month, they would earn an extra bonus of X dollars. I share these actions and these activities with you because if you really want to grow your business, if you're serious about getting to the next level, you have to be held accountable to really uncomfortable things that you will not push yourself to do on your own. You have to have a mentor, a coach, someone who will push you into doing the things that you're not currently doing and why you're stuck or not closing yet what you want to close. If you want to take those first steps in the right direction and make your goals happen in 2025, we did create a free Facebook group called the Loan Officer Action Plan. Myself and my business partner and my head of sales have put this together, and there's a link down in the description. This is 3 days a week of free live training just to put your toe in there before you jump into any other programs. Because once you can prove that you're an action taker, you show up and you do the work, then you can start considering some of our other programs and group accountability programs for loan officers that help people reach the next step and start their entrepreneurial journey. So if you got value out of this video and my journey, make sure to subscribe to the channel, hit the bell, leave a comment below. Tell me what your goals are for 2025. That's the first step, is setting big goals and putting them out there. I really want to hear them. Otherwise, I will see you in the next video.